So, you ever drive past a massive skyscraper going up or a huge bridge being built and just wonder, how in the world does that actually happen? I mean, blueprints are one thing, right? But turning those lines on a page into a real physical thing, well, that's where the modern construction engineer comes in. And today, we're going to dive into how they pull off these incredible feats. It's a fantastic question, isn't it? Because let's be real, a construction site looks like organized chaos at best. Things are moving, changing every single day. The secret? It all comes down to one key person who's basically the conductor of the technical orchestra, making sure all that chaos turns into a stable, safe, and incredible structure. All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to look at who these engineers are, what a day in their boots actually looks like, check out their awesome digital tools, talk about the high-stakes pressure and rewards, and finally, see how they're shaping our future.
Okay, let's jump right in. Section 1, who is the construction engineer? You can think of them as the most critical link in the chain, the person who translates the architect's dream into the builder's reality. So, in a nutshell, a construction engineer, and you'll often hear them called a project engineer, is all about one thing: technical execution. Their entire job is to take those designs and make absolutely sure they get built on the ground exactly as planned, safely and accurately.
Now, you might be thinking, isn't that just a project manager? And that's a common mix-up, but their roles are totally different. See, the project manager is zoomed out, worrying about the big picture, the budget, the master schedule, keeping the client happy. The project engineer, though, they are zoomed in. They live and breathe the technical details, making sure every single thing is built to spec and the quality is perfect.
All right, so to really get what they do, we've got to walk a mile in their steel-toed boots. Let's look at a day on the site. And trust me, this is no 9-to-5 desk job. It's early, it's fast, and it's always moving. Picture this. It's 6:30 a.m., maybe even before the sun is up. The day kicks off with the plan of the day meeting. This is where the engineer gets everyone, the foremen, the crews, all huddled up to map out exactly what's happening today. It's all about getting everyone on the exact same page before the work starts. And from there, the morning is just a blur of crucial activity. First thing, always, is safety. I mean, on a construction site, you don't get do-overs. After the safety briefing, they're out in the field, inspecting yesterday's work and signing off on permits for the really risky stuff. Like working way up high. Then comes the afternoon, and this is where the real magic happens. It's all about thinking on your feet. Because guess what? No project ever goes exactly to plan, so the engineer is constantly putting out fires and solving problems nobody saw coming. And then, at the end of the day, every single detail, the good, the bad, the ugly, gets logged in a daily report. You gotta track everything. So yeah, it's a massive juggling act every single day. They're doing quality checks, making sure tons of steel and concrete show up at the right time, answering a million technical questions from the crew, all while making sure the whole operation is moving forward, and most importantly, safely. Basically, the technical success of the entire project, it's all on their shoulders. So how do they manage all of this insane complexity? Well, back in the day, it was literally stacks and stacks of paper blueprints. But today, the modern engineer has a secret weapon, a digital superpower, really. And that superpower has a name: Building Information Modeling, or BIM for short. The easiest way to think about it is like creating a super detailed, super smart 3D video game version of the entire building. This digital twin becomes the one and only source of truth for everybody on the project. So why is this such a game changer? Well, think about the old way, with tons of separate 2D drawings. A plumber has one set, an ironworker has another. What happens when a change is made on one but not the other? You get clashes. Like, literally, a pipe is designed to run right through a massive steel beam. That's a huge, expensive mistake that has to be fixed on site. And just look at the impact. A study from Trimble showed that using a single 3D BIM model can slash the time it takes to prep data for all that high-tech machinery by 75%. 75%. That's not just a little improvement. That's a revolutionary leap in efficiency. It's what makes today's mind-bogglingly complex projects even possible. So with BIM, that whole pipe through a beam problem, the engineer finds it on a computer screen months before anyone even breaks ground. They can see every potential clash. They can track progress in real time, and, best of all, they can fix problems with a click of a mouse in the office instead of with a sledgehammer out in the field. And BIM is really just the start. The modern engineer has to be a master of a whole digital toolbox. We're talking project management software like Procore, design tools like AutoCAD and Revit, and even super complex programs for structural analysis. At this point, they're as much a tech wizard as they are a builder.
Okay, so with all this skill and all this responsibility, it probably won't surprise you that this job comes with some seriously high stakes, but also some pretty great rewards. Let's break this down because it's a real story of two sides. On the plus side, you get to literally build the world around you. That's a tangible impact you can see and touch. The pay is great, and you get to be a leader and solve new puzzles every day. But the flip side is real too. The responsibility is huge. One tiny mistake can cost millions. The hours can be brutal, and oh yeah, you're out there working whether it's scorching hot or freezing cold. But let's talk about the rewards, specifically the paycheck. The median pay, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, is over $97,000 a year. And that number tells you something really important. These skills are in incredibly high demand because the job is absolutely critical. So, when you add it all up, the boots-on-the-ground leadership, the high-tech expertise, the constant problem-solving, it becomes pretty clear. This isn't just a job, it's a profession that is literally engineering the world of tomorrow. And I think this quote from engineer Casey Schroeding just nails it. It's not just about finishing one project. It's about taking the lessons you learned in the field, what worked, what didn't, and feeding that experience right back into the next design. It's this incredible cycle of learning and getting better and better. At the end of the day, the construction engineer is right there at the intersection of ideas and reality. They're the people who turn bold visions into the buildings, bridges, and cities that we all depend on. Which leaves us with one last big question. As our tech gets even more amazing and our cities keep growing, what are we going to build next?